Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, June 12th, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I expand through understanding. And today we have a mercurial shift. So Mercury is finishing up in Gemini, 29 degrees Gemini through 1 p.m. Pacific time, and then we shift into Cancer. Now, first thing to note, anytime Mercury makes a shift, it can definitely bring on Mercury retrograde-like conditions. So communications may be a little wonky, technology may be a little wonky, so take it easy on yourself. Be understanding. Mercury, 29th degree, I mentioned yesterday, wrangling those monkeys. Just realize that your mental process is going to be heightened. And with 29 degrees, it is a degree of mastery, personal mastery. Have you learned the lessons? So we're still working on the lesson of Gemini, focusing our thoughts, focusing our mind. But with Mercury at 29 degrees Gemini, this is an extra opportunity to maintain that focus and to really drive and direct your focus in the direction of where you want to go. Just remembering that your alignment of your thoughts does help you take you in the direction of your heart's greatest desire. So, realign. That being said, Mercury into Cancer is definitely an interesting thing. Mercury will be in Cancer through June 28th, so a fairly fast transit. The first thing that came up for me with Mercury in Cancer is aligning your thoughts with the energy of self-care, soul-care energy. So making sure that your thoughts are allowing whatever self-care, soul-care needs to come up. The next thing that comes up is realizing that feelings, emotions, it is part of your process of being human and part of what you want to allow and potentially align with. Now, the other thing we need to be vigilant on with this connection is that when Mercury goes into Cancer, there is an alignment between your mental energies and your emotional energies. And I have an aspect that's very interesting in my chart, and I've seen this in other people's charts, and when I remind people, they're like, oh my God, yes. And this is something we're all going to be going through over this next few weeks. That is that we will start thinking about something, and then we'll start feeling that something, and because we feel that something, we then think it's true. Just because you start thinking something and then you feel it does not necessarily mean that it's true. This is a call for discernment. Really tuning in. I love the Byron Katie work. Is it true? Just because you think something and have feelings or emotions around this thing that you're thinking does not mean that it is true. But a lot of times we can get caught up in those whirlpools. So be very clear with yourself. Check in. Be understanding with yourself and your feelings and your emotions and potentially your fears coming to the surface. But ask yourself, is it true? And let that be one of the guiding forces that moves you through this transit, because it can get a little complicated and wonk. That being said, we're also moving into the dark of the moon. We have that new moon energy on Wednesday. So the dark of the moon likes to surface stuff, and our mind process is going to be very mentally stimulated. This new moon energy is actually at 22 degrees. That is that master level degree. It is also a revolution evolution degree. So there are going to be things coming up that triggers us. Again, are these fears? Is this true? This is the time to practice that discernment and that work so that you can make these shifts and keep remembering to realign your thoughts in the direction of what you want to go in. Supporting that, supporting that higher call, higher message is the moon in Gemini connecting to Mars in Aquarius. We talked about Mars in Aquarius being a call to realign with our vibrational energy so that we take action in that manner rather than just taking action for the willy-nilly actionable part of it. Now, I love this connection. It is happening at 8 degrees. 8 degrees is that energy of responsibility. Be responsible for your thoughts. Be responsible for the alignment of your vibrational nature with those thoughts and then taking that forward movement, whatever that may be. Two other things going on that I want to dig into. Last day, Venus in Cancer. Venus will be shifting into Leo tomorrow. So that'll be nice. A little Venus and Leo energy. But self-care is definitely high on the priority, especially with Mercury moving into Cancer as well. So we got bookends on Cancer, front and back, reminding us of the importance of self-care, slow care. The last thing, interesting little asteroid opposition. We have Pallas in Cancer opposite Lilith in Capricorn. And this, to me, feels like there may be a little place in our life where we come against the places where we have found comfort in patriarchal living versus the call of our soul and that soul persistence, that soul perspective. Keep aligning your self-care with soul care and you'll be able to move through that. But if you find that you're staying in this comfortable thing, but it doesn't really resonate with you, and there's this deeper calling from your soul, keep listening to that deeper calling. It has something for you. Discernment. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. Now let me show you my cards. Schizophrenia. We may be a little torn in the mind, and that's part of that. Mercury at 29 degrees. Keep realigning with what is true for you. Keep aligning with what you're moving into. I always like that thing. Don't look back. You're not going in that direction. Keep moving forward. Keep moving in the direction of love. Keep finding your flow, but realizing that part of your flow may be dealing with the feels as the feels come up. Now this card's interesting because this is a card sorrow, which is an emotion, but it is a card of swords, which is mental. So it's mentally processed, mentally being there. And part of our mind that's beautiful when it comes to these things is we can direct with our mind the way that we can show up for ourselves. Utilize your mind in a powerful methodology, in a powerful way as you come against and across these things. And we've got conditioning, and that really is that Pallas-Lilith opposition. And it also is, like how we kind of think we should deal with emotions and things. So we have this conditioning, which is asking us to take off the sheep and be true to our lion nature, that soul nature, that light nature within ourselves. Final card. Be here now. This is definitely going to be a moment-to-moment process. So it's not about what happened 5 minutes ago or 5 minutes in the future. What is happening now for you and how can you show up for you right now? That being said, come check out my Patreon page. And if you have signed up on Patreon, there's a few of you have not listened to your readings. I'm doing small individual readings, little card pulls, animal cards and the like, for building into this eclipse, giving focus. The link for Patreon, if you'd like to join us, is down below. Check out your readings, though, if you have patronized me. That sounds weird. Book a reading, eclipse readings. I'm not going to have too many more spots left, so now is the time to do that. That link is below as well. And if you'd like any other readings, book below or email me. So that is it for today. There is enough love in the world for you. The better it gets, the better it gets. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.